Now, momentum. Momentum, if they ask you to define momentum, the best way to do that is just put the equation. Momentum is equal to mass times velocity. Again, pay attention to the units. Mass is in kilograms, velocity is in meters per second. If you combine those two, you get kilograms per meters per second, or kilograms meters per second, and that is momentum. So if in terms of words, momentum is a property that an object has if it has both mass and velocity. We know everything has mass. Velocity is if it's moving. So if you have a ball that has mass but is not moving, it won't have momentum. Okay, now with momentum, there are two types of scenarios. You can have a collision scenario or an explosion. So we'll start with collision. So let's say in this scenario, now again, one more thing. The rule with momentum is that total momentum before is equal to total momentum after. So what we're going to do is, let's work out the scenario. So in this question, we can see there are two balls moving towards each other. So that's before. Afterwards, they're going to be collided, and together we're going to find out whether these two are going to move to the left or if they're going to move to the right. Now, before we do that, what we will do is we'll set up a scale. At the top, you can see I'm saying that anything that moves to the right will have positive velocity. Therefore, anything that moves to the left should have negative velocity. So this ball has a mass of 7 kilograms and it's moving to the right. So it's going to by 3 meters per second. So we'll keep that as plus 3. I'm going to do 7 times plus 3. That gives me 21. So that's the momentum of this ball. The other ball has a mass of 3 kilograms, but because it's moving to the left, I'm going to put a minus in front of its velocity. So 3 times minus 5 gives you minus 15. Then what we have to do is add them together. So 21 plus minus 15 gives you 6. This is the total momentum of the whole scenario before. Now remember, we said if total momentum before is 6, that means total momentum after is going to be 6. So right now, these two balls have a total momentum of 6. Now, what do we want to know about them? Do we want to know their momentum? Do we want to know their mass or their velocity? We want to know which direction they're moving. So we want to find out their velocity. Now, remember, they are 1 unit now. So do we know the momentum of this whole unit? Yes, we do. We said there was 6. So 6 is equal to, what's their mass? Well, this was 7 kilograms. This was 3 kilograms. So together, that gives you 10 kilograms. So 6 is equal to 10 times by velocity, which we don't know, v. So now I'm going to do 6 divided by 10, and that should give you 0.6. Now, it hasn't come out as a negative number, so because it remains positive, that means it's going to be moving to the right by 0.6 meters per second. So that's a collision. Now, an explosion is, for example, if you have a gun and you're going to shoot that gun. Now, for those of you who play Call of Duty or Fortnite, you know that when you shoot a gun, it begins to recoil. So it'll move backwards. So before you shoot the gun, nothing's moving. So the total momentum before is 0. So let's say the gun weighs 12 kilograms. In fact, I should label this first. So let's quickly label this. So the gun is going to weigh 12 kilograms. The bullet, when it comes out, is going to be weighing 1 kilogram. And it's going to be moving this way at 420 meters per second. The gun, again, is still going to be weighing 12 kilograms. And its velocity, the recoil, we don't know. Okay, so let's go back to the question. So before, what's the total momentum? We can see that mass is 12, but since it's not moving, I'm going to do 12 times 0, so that's going to give me 0. So the total momentum before is 0, which means the total momentum after is also 0. However, we see that after things are moving, so how can it have a total momentum of 0? The reason is because this guy is going to be moving to the left, so it's going to have a negative momentum. This guy is going to be moving to the right, so it's going to have a positive momentum, and together, negative and positive should give you 0. So how do we write that? We're going to say that total momentum is equal to 0, but that's a sum of the momentum of the gun, which is 12 times velocity. We don't know that. We want to find that out because we're trying to find out the recoil. So 12 times v, right here, plus the momentum of the bullet, 420 times 1. And because it's going forward this way, we're going to keep this as a plus 420. So 420 times 1. So then all I do is I rearrange it. So 0 equals 12v plus 420 times 1. And just rearrange that to find v. And you should get that v is equal to minus 35. And that is the speed of the gun going backwards by 35 meters per second. The fact that it comes out as a minus proves that it's going to the left and we've done it correctly. Hey guys, If that video helped you, support our channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing it with your friends. And more importantly, if you still have questions, drop a post on our forum at examqa.com, where I will personally be there to help answer your questions. Mohammed signing out.